Welcome to In Your City Show. It's another summer, hot, steamy day, but I'm not going to complain because I don't want to be cold anymore. But I'm Kelly Lamb,
I'm Gordon Montgomery.
and we are happy to be here on the Lou Information Station at luinfo.com. You can stream 24/7. You can catch us on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere you stream. And of course, KLIS is the new name in town for 590 AM. Got a great show ahead. We've really got some fun guests on. I'm looking forward to it.
I know.
So we've got Cameron Schoeffel, or hopefully I'm saying it correctly. He's a director and sales entertainment at LHM, and he's also the owner at Westport Plaza to talk what's poppin' for summer events and a big event that's coming up July 4th weekend too.
Boy, Westport Plaza has really, I mean, they've just,
It's incredible.
remember how it was just kind of stagnant for a while and
Oh,
it was
yeah.
just kind of like nothing really happened. And
Lost
boy,
its
they
way.
have transformed Westport Plaza, and we're going to find out a lot about that today.
It's
And
amazing.
I know, I love going over there now.
Yeah, I love it. We've got Sarah Hayek and Toby Hayek coming in from the Red Beauty Salon, and we are bringing back the Not So Newlywed Game. That's been a fun game that we've had for years. And right now, today will be the first day that we're bringing it back on the new In Your City show here at the Lou Information Station. So I'm excited for that. And then we have Bobby Michelin. He's the mixologist at Casa Don Alfonso.
It is the hottest happy hour in town.
It is
So
the
we gotta
hottest
have a
happy hour in
mixologist.
time. So we're going to let him do the cocktails instead of me yesterday. So I'll be, bringing in some
I
fun
noticed Mike
things.
wasn't really drinking his, so Mike Bowie yesterday.
Yeah, well, he said he had a few margaritas though.
One
Now,
margarita,
Tammy
two
said she read
margaritas.
the recipe on Facebook and was going to make it for um, that night for Shanjan. So I'm wanted to see if they enjoyed having
They
the
liked it. Yeah.
the cocktail. Yeah, so we'll have to find out on that. But yeah, so I was going to say, first of all, make sure that you can follow us live on Facebook on the In Your City show. So you can watch it there if you're not on the luinfo.com. And then, of course, you can go back and binge watch anytime that you want.
Binge watch.
Yeah,
Get your popcorn and just enjoy
sit
watching
back.
us
Yeah,
talk about nothing.
nothing. A show about nothing. But honestly, if you're looking for something fun to watch, How Addicted, I'm so mad. And I think a new episode comes on tonight. If you haven't been watching Stick with Owen Wilson,
Yeah,
he's
that's
that
really good.
same typical actor in it, that same personality, but it's really good. Even if you're not a golf fan, I think you will be after you watch it. And I love every time the sound of the ball when they hit it, but it's a good story. I mean, they hit on some things. It definitely makes you laugh. It's funny. And then the other one we're watching, if you like a little bit more fighting, or let's see, sex, nudity,
What did they
violence,
say? It said it's like Ozark, and
something had a baby.
I think it's kind of like Bloodline.
Yes, I'd say Bloodline and Ozark had a baby, maybe.
Yeah,
And it would be that show. So if you know how it comes across the top, nudity, sex, violence, this is your show.
all the
Stick is
prerequisites of
a humor,
yeah.
comedy, I don't know, whatever you want to call it. It's something the whole family can watch together. At the waterfront, you may have to check on that, but it's really good too. It kind of makes your jaw drop once in a while with some of the things that go on in there. But Bloodline, that was a good show
That
too.
was a good show.
We went through that. That's been a while.
I always got to look up when we watch a show. I got to look up the cast.
Oh, I know.
I
It
got to
drives me
find out
crazy.
how do we know that person? They
You-
played in something, or I got to look up where it was filmed, because so many great film
Yeah.
locations. You see these towns or you see these places where they are, and you're like, man, I got to find out where that is.
You'll miss half the show researching the show while you're watching it.
I don't miss half the show.
So the guy that's starring in Waterfront, he is the guy who played the tough military guy in Avatar.
Yeah,
So that's who played that. And it's kind of funny. The wife, it was in what's
Coyote Ugly.
Coyote.
She was the bar owner.
Yeah, much younger, but she
Yeah,
looks great
she looks
still. I
great.
mean, she still looks great. We
You
did
love that when people say you look great for your age. What does that mean?
No, I really don't like
What
that.
does that mean?
And I especially don't like when they say I look like an actress. Never tell someone, "Oh my gosh, you totally remind me of somebody," and
Yeah,
you're like, "Who?" And then they tell you like an actor or
unless it's
actress,
Brad Pitt or
and then you're
I
like,
don't say
"Really?
that.
That's what I look like? Oh my gosh, I don't see
I
that."
don't see myself like that.
Kind of makes me mad a little bit. So what do you got?
Well, this heat's got us thinking that we probably would live in Georgia with the heat that's coming up,
Is
but
that
we
what you're
don't live in Georgia.
No,
But
we
I can
don't.
tell you how you can act like you live in Georgia.
How?
You can go to Eckert's. They kick off their peach season with the largest harvest in farm history. One thing I didn't know is they got a location in Grafton. Did you know that there's an Eckert's in Grafton?
No, I just thought it was, is it Belleville or where are they?
Belleville, because that's where I grew up. So I always thought Eckert's was, I always knew Eckert's was in Belleville, but they always got great things for the kids. They always got great things for everybody. They got food there, and of course, they got pies, but it's time to pick your peaches.
I have never, in fact, I think the only time I've been to Eckert's is when we took Chance and Kylan. There's the Easter egg hunt that they have, which is huge.
That was fun too.
I think that's the only time I've been there, but there's what, apple picking, peach picking, I guess everything that they
and
carry
that
on their
peach
farm.
picking starts June 28th at the Belleville Farm. So you can get that going, which is open Tuesday through Sunday from 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. And I did mention it was hot. It is the historic heat wave. A record-breaking heat wave is scorching much of the eastern U.S., with some cities seeing their hottest June temperatures in over a decade, driven by powerful heat. 15 to 20 degrees above normal, actually, right now, and especially in New York. Tuesday at 96 degrees. It hit 100 degrees here yesterday.
Really?
Here in St. Louis, but we always get like a heat wave.
I mean, it is summer.
In the Midwest.
It is summer.
Right.
It's supposed
and
to
you
be
can go
hot.
back to the 1800s and see where it was getting.
Oh my gosh.
And stuff.
We moved in a house. Well, the house that I lived in my whole life, it was over 100 years old. It did not have air conditioning when we moved into it. It was unbelievable. And plus, an old house, has the upstairs. And then my parents got window units to get us going until the central air could be put in. And that was quite a process to put central air into an older home. But I can remember extremely scorching hot days. It's not new. Why are we acting like big babies?
I don't know. I would rather take this any day than the cold.
Than to be cold.
Than to be
some
cold.
people love being cold, though.
So it seems like as we get older, we start to see some of our childhood favorite singers and actors pass away. Bobby Sherman just died. He was a TV actor and singer from the 60s. And Grant, show me a little Bobby Sherman there, buddy. That was from Seven Brides and Seven Brothers. You remember that show that was on TV? He was in that show, and I had forgotten about that.
I did too.
And if you can't see what we're talking about, you're listening to us online. He was a heartthrob back then.
Yeah.
He went on to become a police officer too, which is
like in real life.
Yeah. So did Eddie Haskell from
Eddie Haskell of all people.
Oh my gosh!
Become a police officer.
How would you like to get pulled over by Eddie Haskell? I mean, it'd be like,
gee, beef.
Really? Are you going to give me the business? That was my favorite. He's just giving you the business, beef. But anyway, yeah, he died, and Mick Rouse, founding member and influential rock bands Bad Company and Mott the Hoople, died at 81. Both Bobby Sherman and Rick Rouse died at 81, which is pretty long for a musician. Yeah. You'd think musicians remember the 28 Club? No. So Jim Morrison, Janis Joplin, actually the lead singer for Nirvana, which his name's passing me, they all died at 28. There was like this club. So did Jimi Hendrix.
I know what you're talking about. We talked about that. There's even more.
Yeah.
That's not all of them.
That's crazy.
That is weird, isn't it?
They seem much older than they were,
because they were older than us when they were stars, so it feels like that everyone looked old then. Oh my gosh, when we were looking at movie stars the other day, like All in the Family and some of those old shows when we were little, they looked like grandma and grandpa to me on those shows. And they weren't. They were like in their 30s and 40s.
I know.
And they looked extremely old in the show. Like Aunt Bee from Andy Griffith. Wasn't she only like in her 30s or something like that? Maybe 40 tops.
Everybody looked old back then.
I thought she was like 70 on the show. She looked really old. Weird, but
so let's keep it music right now. R&B stars Brandy and Monica. Do you remember them from the 1998?
No. I don't know who
music
you're talking
era?
About.
The Boy Is Mine. Well, they're doing the Boy Is Mine tour, a 24-city arena tour named after their 1998 chart-topping hit. So Brandy and Monica are back on tour. So,
yay! I
don't
even know who it is to be able to. Excuse me.
We're going to keep it stars for one more minute.
Oh, we are? Okay.
And then I'm going to do something. I'm going to talk about something for 2 seconds that I think is awesome, because we know this is going on in our country, but it's great to see when this happens. But first of all, do you remember William Daniels and Bonnie Bartlett?
No.
If I show
I
you a
feel like I've been
picture,
living
you
in that.
will.
Oh, I know who they are now.
Yes.
You should have that
So
picture up there, so other people might know who
remember,
it is.
William Daniels and Bonnie Bartlett, they are still alive. They are still together after 75 years of marriage.
Oh,
He's
no.
98 and she's 96. That has to be the longest marriage
Are they
in
still
Hollywood
living like
history.
in their home? Like, or
Yeah, in
are they
fact,
in assisted living?
there they are at the bottom.
Wow, what age does to us. That is so
Oh,
sad.
it is so sad. But
Gosh, that
here's
is 75 years together. Can you
75 years
imagine?
together.
I want to
Yep.
know what they eat. I want to know what they do. I want to know how they did that for that long.
75 years, especially in that industry.
That's
You know, it's
incredible.
hard enough accomplish just normal, but being in that Hollywood industry,
To stay together?
oh my gosh. Have you heard of Florida's Operation Dragon Eye?
No, I have not.
They rescued 60 missing children aged 17, led to 8 arrests. The operation is the largest rescue of missing children in U.S. history.
So when you say they're finding them, were they
I'm sure it was
kidnapped, sex
trafficking.
trafficking?
Yeah, it had to be. So
Wow.
60 missing children. I mean, you don't find 60 missing children by random other places. It had to be all in one location, but that's all I got on that.
Oh,
But
at
yeah,
one time they found them is what you're
well, it had
saying?
to, yeah, ages 9 to 17. Well, I'm sorry, led to 8 arrests. So 8 different arrests, 60 children. Yep,
That's terrifying. From all over?
yep.
Wow.
So I
I don't know. They
surprised
got to
Kelly.
get a real hold onto that.
I surprised Kelly today,
Yes.
and her response was, "Really, you surprised me while I'm in the bathroom?"
Thanks for letting everybody know that.
So anyway,
The
so
question of the day is, what is something that happened to you that is your most embarrassing moment? Or I guess I should say, what is the most embarrassing thing you have done in public? I should actually say.
okay.
That would be the best. What is the most embarrassing thing that you've done in public?
Oh, and done in public. I was
Does
saying, are you
anything
bringing
come
that up just because I talked about you being in the bathroom just now?
that reminded me of the question? Yes,
Okay,
thank
'cause
you.
you totally passed by what I was going to say.
Do you have something that comes to your head right away?
No, I'm going to talk about how I surprised you today. You're shifting
Oh,
gears.
sorry. Well, you mentioned the bathroom. I really wanted to get rid of that subject right away.
It's shifting gears. Kelly does that a lot. She squirrels. There he is. All right. So anyway, I bought Little Big Town tickets today, and we called our friends Brian and Debbie and said see if they wanted to go. And I like doing that. I like surprising her with. So we're going to 2 concerts this year. We don't go to a lot of concerts, but we're going to go
No.
see Little Big Town, and we're going to go, and that's June 25th or July 25th, and then we're going to go see Toto, Men at Work, and Christopher Cross. They're all 3
Christopher
together.
Cross. That's the only one that that's the one that I'm looking forward
You're
to.
gonna Kelly's one of those people that she goes, "Oh, really? I don't even know any of their songs." And then she gets to the concert, she goes, "Oh, I know that one. I know that one. I know that one. I know that one."
But I never know. I never know. Like I know if I love a song, but I never know the name of it. I never know the band that's playing it unless it's like something I'm listening to over and over because it's brand new and
And then
then
you go,
it's in my head.
"Oh, I like that
Yeah, I
song."
do. I like nostalgic older songs most definitely, but Christopher Cross, that was one of my favorite when I think he got really popular what in the 1979, 80 or something like
Yeah,
that maybe.
it's when all those movies were coming out.
Oh, and his
Well,
songs were in it.
he did the theme of Arthur. Remember Arthur?
We need a teleprompter.
And he did the theme to oh my gosh, what was it where he dressed up as a woman? Um,
Oh, I know what you're talking about.
Tootsie.
Yeah.
Yeah, he did the theme to that song.
Oh, see, you got paper. We need a teleprompter.
We do.
We're-
Dave, if you're
with
listening,
all our-
we need a
we need a
teleprompter.
teleprompter. So there are some cool things that are going on actually coming up June 25th and in July. And a lot of them, aren't you glad that you went to the art museum finally, the history?
Yes.
Because they talk about they've got the 1904 World's exhibit there, which is reoccurring. But do you remember us looking through that when we were there?
Yeah, it was really cool because they had this big giant, I mean, it was huge, like a diorama of the World's Fair.
Yeah.
But what's really cool is that they had these projectors that were projecting onto it, and you could see like people walking,
Yeah.
and you could see like the hot air balloon shadow going over it and stuff like that. It was really cool
It was
what they
really
did.
cool. And so that's something to think about, trying something different. Like we say, we live here all the time. And a lot of times we forget to go to the places when someone stays at a hotel, they're getting all these things in front of them, what to see when they're here. But seeing that exhibit, especially knowing that I had my great grandfather and grandma we're there. Nona and Poppy were at there with sculptures
So make yourself a tourist this year in your own town.
and try something new.
Yeah.
Now, have you gone up in the arch? Did you
I've done that maybe 2 or 3 times in my life, and I'm good.
have you been
Once
in
you've gone, it's like, it's cool, it's gone. It's
yeah,
like
but
getting
have
in
you
those little bitty
see
capsules and
that's the
going up
part that I can't do is
because you're
going up.
claustrophobic.
Gosh, going up in those little carts like that, that's knowing that there's stairs outside the door though, which is a long walk back, but that helps a lot. But being in something where if you're just kind of
I have not
stuck,
I
that
have not been
bothers me.
back since they've redone it,
That's what I
with
was
the
asking, if
entrance
you've
and
been there
everything,
since
which
they've
looks
remodeled
really
it.
cool, and I do like the museum they have down there too.
It's absolutely gorgeous, and then just the property around it, how they've done that is quite amazing as well. So there's the pop star, the popular culture and contemporary art that is at the 25C Museum Hotel, which I have not. Have you been there?
The what is it?
The It is the 21C Museum Hotel St. Louis. Have not been there.
No.
Which is something new that I'd like to take to find out about. The Roaring Art Fashion, the Automobile in France, 1918 to 1939. That's also taken place at the St. Louis Art Museum. That you can be able to see. And then, I mean, if you're into clay, they've got the grounded in clay, they're calling it. But there's a lot of things going on, photography. If you're into textiles and things like that, that's going on there. So they really do a lot there. I mean, it's really worth taking some time and going through the History Art Museum and checking some things out. But so if you had to pick something in St. Louis that you would want to do that you haven't been to be a tourist or sightsee, what do you think you'd pick?
Well, what just came to mind because you're talking museums is I have not been to the Museum of Transportation.
And apparently that is amazing. I have not been there either. You know who loves going there is Jackie Faust. She gets
Really?
so excited to take the kids. They like do it that's one of their things on summer break with the kids in their home is to go to and we did a story on our magazine, which was incredible, but did not actually,
And I
go
haven't
out
been to the
there.
City Museum, which we found out yesterday or the other day that I haven't been to that
No,
either.
so I guess we'll have to go do that. In fact, I was just gonna tell you another one when you said that, and now it takes too long for me to be able to
And we talked
get
about
it.
how Elephant Rock, we talked about that the other day too. Haven't been there either.
Now, something's exciting. We actually had been to Europe and went to Pompeii, so we got to see firsthand and went through there. Um,
That was incredible.
oh my gosh, to think that this volcano came down and literally um, um, everybody.
The ash, they were just cast in the
Yes,
ash.
yes,
Yeah.
and they're in, you know, placement, like, the way they were sitting or laying or what they were doing when that happened is there. And they found, of course, they've opened up new areas underground that are in perfect shape that's underneath it, and that's being shown now. But that right now, Pompeii, the exhibition is at the St. Louis Science Center. So if you've never experienced that and learned about what happened there, that's if you're not going to be getting to Europe anytime soon, it's a great opportunity to go check that out. So yeah, kind of pick something and be a tourist in your own city and try something new. So I would actually like to go through the Pompeii just to kind of see it again and feel it, because being there in the middle of it and seeing it and then being able to go do the tour, which I'm sure it's much more in color, and you're going to be able to see things and maybe hear some of the talking about it. I think that would be super cool. So, well, we are going to get started with our show, get our first guest in here, talking about Westport Plaza, a cool event that's coming up, and along with everything else, we got a great video that we're going to show of Westport Plaza. So if you want to tune into luinfo.com or go to the Facebook In Your City show, you're going to be able to see a little bit more of Westport Plaza. If you haven't had the opportunity to be out there since things have really, really changed and turned around. So we are going to come right back here on the In Your City show, right here at the Lou Information Station on luinfo.com, and meet our first guest, Cameron Schoeffel, and find out what's going on over there. So we'll be right back with more. back to In Your City Show. We're getting first hour of the hottest happy hour in FPL. So grab your mocktail, your cocktail, whatever it is. Sit back and enjoy our interview. Our first one for the day, which is Cameron Schoeffel. Did I say it correctly?
Yes,
I should have said that. You read it, and I'm sitting there butchering it for an hour before the guest comes on. So I'm glad that I didn't do that. And you're the director, marketing director
Yes. Yep.
of Westport Plaza.
Yep.
But not just Westport Plaza, though, right?
St. Louis Union Station
And
as well.
so we're saying, like, I know you.
Any others that you're connected?
Yeah.
No, that's it for now.
That's
Yeah,
it.
we'll keep it at that
You
for
got
right
to
now.
come on and talk about the Polar Express
Yes,
with us.
yep.
And we're like, so here we are back now. There's another great event. I think it would be great. We're talking about Westport Plaza. We're talking about an event there. It would be awesome, I think, to start out by showing the video, giving a little taste of what Westport Plaza is all about right now, and then start talking about, so people that are watching us, live and on the YouTube channel, they really can visualize what Westport Plaza has become. And it's not done yet. It's still moving and grooving.
Yeah.
So let's take a look at that. Is Grant going to pull that up, or are you going? Got it?
Got my fingers on the post, avocado and toast, leather seats, jet plane, always ready to go. Catch the sun tan on the roof of the yacht, a penthouse elevator, take us up to the top. In my suede jacket, always bringing the magic. I got the top down in my automatic. You know my everyday life may sound dramatic, but when you got it like this, gotta make it a habit.
Wow.
Who doesn't want to be there?
Oh my gosh, it's
Telling
fabulous.
you.
And it's so centrally located and
Yes.
easy to get to. So just in the last month, we've been to the new restaurant Basso, which was just incredible.
Fantastic, yeah.
Yes, it was.
We went to the Rawlings store and bought our grandson an incredible new baseball glove for
Love
his
that.
great grades
Yeah.
that he got with his name engraved in it, or
Not getting
birthed
anything
into it,
Lucky
whatever it
kid,
is.
yeah.
Yes. Yes, is so deserving. And then what was the other thing? Oh my gosh. Well, there was one more thing that we just did out there. The Basso, the restaurant.
360.
360. We had our huge hot list party
Oh, great.
for the magazines at the top of 360.
Pretty cool.
It was the coolest event, the best service. The view is outstanding. We had went up there one night when it first opened to check it out, had an appetizer and a cocktail, and we're like, okay, this is amazing.
Yeah.
Are we in St. Louis?
I know.
And then ended up, booking and working with, the general manager there, and had our hot list party. And I wish we could just have it there every year. It was really amazing. So we have really, honestly, got to experience. And then when we left the Rawlings store, we were out in the little green area, and the kids were playing a ball, like with a,
Yeah.
wiffle ball.
Sure.
And my grandson comes up and goes, could I play? And the guy was, yeah. And so before you know it, I'm sitting there while the kids are playing baseball right in front of the Rawlings store. It was
Love that.
just a fun, great experience. So
Well,
Seeing the pros do it on the big screen.
Hey,
They're out there. They're feeling like I'm a pro.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it is a really special place. It has changed, obviously,
Yes,
from
we're just talking about that.
the last even 5 years ago. It's completely different than
Not
what
the
it
same
was.
Yep.
And with my role at Union Station, we went through a similar transition. What will soon be 6 years ago, with opening the aquarium and all the amazing attractions down there. So a lot of similarities between the two, but Westport has been an amazing project, and it's ongoing. It's as you mentioned, Basso just opened, 360 came shortly before that, and the Rawlings store is such a cool thing. I mean,
oh
I'm
my
a
gosh.
baseball nut, so it is quite literally like kid in a candy shop for me.
Yeah,
I mean, the
I
gold
bet.
glove vault, the batting cages, all the awesome gloves and bats and fun baseball memorabilia. We couldn't have asked for a better partnership with Rawlings, and just all of our tenants are so receptive. And we've just recently finished, earlier in Q1, finished our new apartment building out there, the Porter,
Yes.
which is amazing. It is luxury like I did not know was available in an
Really?
apartment building. Yeah,
We'll
it
have
is.
to go tour those.
It's incredible. It
We
really
almost thought
is.
about selling our house
and just
couple of
living
years
resort
ago, and
style.
I got
you
it.
know?
That is that.
Yeah.
It is resort style living. The pool, the courtyard, the public areas within there. It is
Walking distance
worth
to
a
dine.
you have an airport shuttle, you have countless restaurants, you have, some shopping, and obviously we're doing a lot on the activation and side of things in
Mhm.
terms of, 4th of July events. We've got Parties on the Plaza, which is a once a month event. We've got movie nights. We've got Rawlings does their movie nights. I mean, Saturdays we do wellness events with First Form and Orange Theory, and there's just so much going on, and it's really
Love
been
this.
a
You know
lot of fun.
The gold building that says
Mhm.
Westport. My dad, when I was a little girl, owned a restaurant at the top
Really?
of the gold tower.
Yeah.
it's where
Yep.
360 is.
Yeah.
Where three?
exactly.
Yes. Oh my
Yeah.
gosh, it's
Yeah.
the same building. So it's because
Because
it
it
looks
used to be
nothing like
Rabada,
that.
Japan.
Yeah. it
And
used
And
to-
then they used to have another side on the other side of Rapado, which was the
That's where
event
my
space.
Yeah.
yeah, and that's where my dad's
Yes.
bar and restaurant was. I mean, it was so many years ago, and
yeah.
I've watched it change. I watched it go where it was quiet,
Yes. Yep.
and so to go back over there, it really is so exciting to see it flourish and all of these great things that are happening there.
We weren't quite sure what to expect, right? I mean, we have a lot of belief in our abilities to generate excitement and activation. I will tell you, this year I have been blown away with the response that we've seen within the community, out there primarily, but we get people traveling in from all over St. Louis County and St. Louis City to see Westport Plaza. And it's been a lot of fun, and
Well, it's so safe too.
Yes.
I mean, I
Yep.
know it just felt comfortable. People were they were happy being there. So
Mhm.
everyone's kind to one another.
Yep.
And our experience at Basso, the ambiance was just beautiful. It was a
Mhm.
gorgeous night, and you have the outside seating, the inside of the restaurant.
Mhm.
But things that were happening around it, it was like people were on vacation while they're out there. Does that make
Sure.
sense?
Absolutely.
It
Absolutely.
it was like they were on vacation.
Well, and we own the two hotels out there, the Sheraton Plaza and the Sheraton Chalet. So oftentimes there is a lot of tourism right there in
Sure.
that area. We
You're
do
right.
a lot of youth sports in that area. There's a lot of sports happening in St. Louis and in the county specifically, and they all come together, and you mentioned the wiffle ball game
Yeah,
is
it's up there
happening
playing.
organically out there in the
Was
green
organically.
space. It's just been fun, and we really enjoy everything that we get to do out there.
Well, let's talk about something that is exciting that's
Yeah.
coming up. It's the Blast Bash, and that's going to be on July 4th or that
July 5th.
July 5th.
Yes. So
Okay.
Saturday, day after 4th of July. We've got a full slate of entertainment lined up for that day, and this will be our second annual. The video that we watched earlier was the inaugural event.
So the video we're watching was actually last year's
Mhm.
July 4th. I just thought maybe it was a culmination of different events you combined in a video.
Yeah.
Did you
Are
not
you
see
doing
the
the-
red, white, and blue balloons?
Well, I did, but no, I'm sorry. What I meant was there were so many things. I thought
Yes.
maybe it was a
Yes.
culmination of July 4th and maybe other events that you had. I didn't realize that was one day spanning of everything.
Yeah, it's a long
Wow.
day.
Pie eating contest.
My favorite.
Is that
right?
coming back?
It is.
Oh,
It
good.
is. Yeah,
Yeah,
we
he
shortened the
didn't plan
time a
to have
little
pie
bit.
and got a pie.
Yeah, the cherry pies. We last year we gave them 10 minutes. That's too long. So we're shortening that up a little bit. Create a little bit more buzz and excitement around that. And hey, if you win, you get $200 to Basso on the Plaza for a
Very
really
cool.
nice meal. So we encourage people to sign up for that, and maybe bring an extra shirt
Yeah.
with them along for that contest. But yeah, it's family friendly. There's something for everyone. We have stilt walkers and magicians walking around for the kiddos. The parents can grab an adult beverage and kind of sit back in one of the comfortable Adirondack chairs, watch some live music, and maybe enjoy watching some folks stuff their faces with cherry pie. So
Fireworks. I saw fireworks in the video. So will there be
yeah,
fireworks?
and it's all capped off at 9:30 with our fireworks show, and we added a little bit to the budget this year on the fireworks, so we're really excited to see kind of a more robust show than we had last year. So we encourage people to come down. Obviously 360 is a great venue to watch the fireworks
Beautiful.
from, but the green space itself, I mean, it's just a wonderful, to your point, safe, family friendly setting. Parking is free and there's plenty of it, and like you said, it's right in the middle of town, so it's really convenient and accessible.
So you had this last year. So what can those people that came to the event last year, what can they expect to see that may be new or different this year? And also tell us, we'll kind of put two of these together,
Mhm.
and also tell us who's going to be on the stage this year. and who's
Yeah,
gonna be
definitely.
performing.
So, like I mentioned, we've added a little bit to our overall event budget. We're offering some new food items. Excuse me. We're partnering with some of the local tenants at Westport Plaza to actually activate during the events as well, which is very exciting. And that's what we're looking for. We want that kind of community feel to the experience, and we want those folks to come out and maybe step out of their storefronts and enjoy the time on the green space. But yeah, we'll have the Bruno Mars Michael Jackson cover band playing throughout the day, and I got to tell you, they bring all of the
Is
energy.
that Platinum Rock Legends?
No, that's different.
Oh,
But
okay.
it's
Because
actually, and
Different is a good
we'll get
word.
to that because they are playing at Westport and our next party's on the Plaza next month.
Okay.
But yeah, we've really added a little bit to the overall entertainment side of things, specifically for families, as I mentioned. But we've got a really fun MC this year. His name's Josh, going to be doing our pie eating contest, and he's a trip. He's going to have a good time with it. I think he's going to get everyone really into it. So that'll be
Get both
that'll be
men
fun.
and women that get
Yeah,
involved in
I
the
mean,
pie
it's
eating.
open, for everyone. So if you are brave enough to literally stuff your face in a cherry pie, you can participate. I'm not one of those people
Me
personally,
neither.
but there are plenty of people out there that are willing to do it. So very excited about that. And I think for us, it's just again so much about community and bringing everyone together and just having that opportunity out in Maryland Heights to really celebrate America's birthday.
Where does the band, so the greenery, the Rawlings is, on the one end, Bassos is on the other end, kind of where's the band play?
They play right in front of Basso,
Right. Oh,
actually.
so at the other end then.
Yep. Yeah.
Okay.
So on the opposite side of Rawlings, kind of right in front of Basso's patio is where our main stage is set up.
Okay.
There's a big, kind of dance area. And then right in the middle, we do all of our bars. We'll have some food and beverage set up in that area. And obviously guests can come down and they can go to Rawlings and check that out. And we've got tons of yard games, bags and big Jenga and all those fun things that people can enjoy when they come out too. We've got some splash pad for the kiddos if
Just
it's
gonna
really
say
hot.
somewhere
If
to
it's a day
cool.
like today.
Yeah.
We've got the weather obviously, but that's 4th of July, right? A little sweat and
People will be sitting
know.
in the fountains up there for
Yeah,
the social
exactly.
house when
Yeah.
it's sitting in there. In fact, Chance, when we were heading to the Rawlings stories, like, are those little pools? Or maybe they were baby pools.
Yeah,
then.
they are. There
It's
are
a pretty
little
good
splash
size.
pads. Yeah. It's a lot of fun and we're really excited. And I think this year is going to be even better than last year. And we're just going to continue to grow. We have such a wonderful ownership group with the O'Loughlin's and Bob and Steve, father-son combo, and now Brian and Natalie, they're Steve's kids being involved in the organization now as well. They do whatever it takes to make things happen the right way. And we give them all the credit in the world for having the vision to allow us to have the opportunity to put events on out in that space. And it's been really special.
Fantastic vision.
So you said you've been here for 2 years, right?
With LHM, I've been with 12 years,
12
actually.
years,
Yeah.
okay.
But with Westport, this project, 2
Just
years.
started
Yeah.
to
So
year.
2 years with all the stuff all the new stuff that's coming. You kind of hinted at it, I think, and I think you might go where I think you're going to go. But out of all of the cool stuff that's at Westport Plaza right now, which one of those things is your favorite?
Like I said, I'm a baseball guy.
Okay,
I'm a
so I know
sports
you're-
nut through and through. So it's, Rawlings is very special to me. Like growing up being a baseball player and always having a Rawlings glove on. Like when they built that space, I was maybe the most excited guy in the company. But I will say, Basso on the Plaza is becoming a close number 2 on that list for sure. I mean, the food is fantastic. The ambiance, as you mentioned, the location. I mean, because of everything that we do out there, it's kind of right in the heart of it. And, when you've got that kind of energy and that togetherness of everyone, within that area, it's really special. And I love what they did with the place.
You have the garage parking, but then the parking circles around the entire place. So there's really plenty of places to be able to go to park. It's not
Absolutely.
difficult. And like you said, it's pretty, I mean, you have the steps on the one end where, have you been, the soda fountain place? What's
Yeah.
that? Is it called the Soda
Yeah,
Fountain?
Soda
Or
Fountain Express.
that's where the old St. Louis bread used to be,
Yep.
on that corner,
Yep.
and now it's there's some steps right there. But I mean, there's many level areas
There-
to be able to
there's-
go in and make it simple.
I've worked in it. That's where our corporate headquarters
Mhm.
is out at Westport. So I have been in and out of Westport for many, many years working for LHM. But I am finding a lot of new entryways and parking areas and all this stuff because it's so vast.
Yeah.
I mean, but between the two hotels, between the underground garages, the tenant garages, the mall garage, all of those spaces, there's just a lot of room out there, and that is really lends itself to what we are trying to do in terms of bringing people out there and looking at new tenants and looking at new events and fun things to do. Earlier this year, we hosted the Maryland Heights 40th anniversary celebration, which was a large scale carnival. So we actually took out one of the parking lots, put a big carnival in there.
Oh
We
my
did a big,
gosh.
kind of similar to the 4th of July, with entertainment and all those things throughout. And we had a killer weekend. And it was just a lot of fun and definitely something that we will look to do
Now, are
again
you
in
using the
future.
parking lot again for July 4th?
Not for 4th of July.
all right.
Because of the crowds that we had for 4th of July last year, we need all those parking spaces.
Yes.
But I think, there is a potential down the road to potentially make that a bigger, larger scale event, more similar to a carnival of some sort. So I don't want to give away too much, but we'll see what the future holds, and we're very excited for what that
Are
can
there
look like.
things coming up that you can talk about that are still ahead of us coming out there?
I think there's a couple things. There's going to be something, without saying too much, something going potentially on top of the Gold Tower.
Really?
Yeah. So
Oh my gosh.
I'll let your minds wander
You're
on that
saying
one.
on top of 360
Mhm.
something?
Not a venue.
Okay.
More of I'd say like a sculpture of some
Focal-
sort,
a
a focal
focus
point. There you
point
go.
then.
So just think gold, right? And then we are working on some new restaurant concepts as well. So we will continue to grow out there. We've been in talks with a lot of different restaurateurs and possible tenants for placement out at Westport
What
Plaza.
about shopping?
Yeah, and that's another piece
I mean, I
of
know
it
the
too.
Rawlings there, and you
Mhm.
love that, and of course the boys love that,
Yeah.
and it was cool being in there. And I was quite shocked at what Nana had to spend for a ball.
Yeah.
I didn't know baseball was so expensive.
Yeah,
It
it's
changed a lot.
not
And
cheap.
I have two
Yeah.
daughters,
$50,
so I didn't buy sports
$19.99.
things,
Yeah.
with daughters.
Yeah.
And so the boys, I'm like, oh my gosh, like a bat and a glove and all these things.
It adds up.
It
It adds
sure
up.
does.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
But yeah, shopping, I was kind of thinking, gosh, it would have been fun if there would have been a few little clothing
Boutiques
stores
and
that,
things. Yeah.
boutiques that I
Yeah,
could
and
walk through.
we throughout a lot of our events, we do that. We kind of on a case by case pop-up type event. So at our most recent parties on the plaza, we hosted a group, their AR workshop. They're out in Creve Coeur. They do jewelry, they do those kind of forever bracelets and things like that. And they were a great addition. Just to give people, an opportunity to kind of shop and peruse and things like that. So we'll look to continue that. Everything that we're doing out there is we're
There's
just
more room
tip
to
of the
grow and
iceberg,
to
right?
really.
That's why we're so excited, because I think there's so much potential. And our events team is tired of the heat, I would say, but they've done such a good job, kind of staying with it, because it can be a lot. I mean, we've got 3-4 events almost every week going on out there.
That many.
Yeah, I mean, between the wellness events and the movie nights, and we also host a lot of corporate groups out there. So they'll rent the space for dinners and receptions and things like that. So
The
there's no
location
rest
is
for the
great.
weary.
I mean, the location is wonderful.
Mhm.
So for those that haven't been out, I haven't been to a parties in the plaza since, I mean, I'm talking probably 20 years ago
Yep.
or something. I have
Yep.
not been to one. So
Single days.
single days, that's so right. It is single days. Tell us, what is it still the same kind of feel? Is it more adult night, date night, or is it family night at parties in the plaza?
It's definitely more date night,
Okay.
or than a family night. It is more of a 21 and up
Okay.
event. And we, obviously we focus on that, but we complement that the following Friday is a movie night. And that's
Sure,
something I
yeah.
take my kids to.
Yeah.
So there's a little bit of something for everyone. But yes, the original parties on the plaza before LHM was the property owner out there was our inspiration, right? I mean, that was everyone has memories of going to those and what that was. And it was basically a party in a parking lot,
Yep.
right? I mean, that's what it
Fun
was.
place to go and drink.
For sure. And, I think nowadays it's a different world, right? I mean, people don't quite do that as much as they used to.
Yeah.
I just don't feel like happy hours and things like that are maybe as popular, but we're trying to bring it back. We're
Us too.
doing
This
our
is
best.
happy hour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
exactly.
the hottest happy
We're
hour.
doing our best to give people a venue they can come to and really enjoy each other, enjoy the ambiance, enjoy live music. And again, just enjoy our tenants out there and hopefully stick around for dinner afterwards. And
Yeah, enjoy it.
we did that. My wife and I, late last year, we went to a parties in the plaza, and then we went up to 360 and had dinner with some friends, and it was really fun. And I think for us, we have elevated the entertainment at parties at the plaza. Not to say back in the day that it wasn't elevated, but
it's definitely different.
we've turned up the notch a little bit. This most recent one, we hosted a Beastie Boys cover band.
I saw
how
that.
fun.
It was a party, I will tell you. And it was actually our biggest parties in the plaza to date. So that was a ton of fun. And you mentioned Platinum Rock Legends earlier.
Definitely a 21 plus.
Yes,
fan.
yes, absolutely.
I know all.
Yeah,
I know all those
they're
guys.
a ton of fun. They bring it, right? So we're really excited for July. We think this one could be our biggest one. They are, I don't know all the inner workings of it, but they are essentially Platinum Rock Legends is debuting this new kind of band called Headliner. And it's all the same guys. I think they're bringing in a couple extras, and they're going to debut Headliner at the next parties of the plaza. So we're really
And
excited
when is
about
that? So what is it? One night a month?
It's always the third Thursday of the month.
Third Thursday of
Yeah.
the month. All right.
So
We'll have to try
And
to-
what is the time? What time does it
it's
start?
5:30 to 9.
5:30.
Yeah,
So
so
you
the
could make the
band-
last part of it, Kel.
No, he said Thursday. Well, we'll be on.
Oh,
But
that's
I
right.
mean,
That's right.
So, but with our little time change,
Yeah.
it
Maybe
will
we'll
work out
live
for
stream
us
you
to
guys
be able
in
to
or
be,
something like
to
that.
be there. Yeah. Hey, we're here.
Yeah. So no, but it's been great. It's been it's been kind of a wild ride because I mean, when we saw the space for the first time, it's pretty raw. We didn't really know how it was going to work, whether it was going to be a true music venue, what we were going to have to do. Obviously, bringing in stage and sound production and all that stuff has been, a challenge. But that's just a challenge that we're used to dealing with in our company and in our world. And I couldn't be more proud of our team for doing the great job that they've done to get us to this point.
Wow, that's fabulous. So we're speaking to Cameron Schoeffel. He is director of marketing, working over there, building Westport Plaza. We'll have to get Logan Janice ready if you're ready while I'm making sure everybody knows all about Westport Plaza. So if people want to find out more, get the events that are going on, be a part of July 4th, is it westportplaza.com? Is it pretty simple?
Yeah, they just go to the Westport website. All of our events are listed on our events page. Basically throughout the year. So you can pick, we've got some great movie titles, we've got great band options, and that's just the stuff that we do in the green space. That's not mentioning what Westport Social's doing within their venue, or Trainwreck, believe it or not, they still host bands. 360 at Westport has started this amazing event on Sundays called Elevated Sundays, where they bring in a DJ, and it's a party all day long, and it's amazing to see how that is transitioned.
Well, you definitely need to check out Westport Plaza. They have got it going on, incredible things happening. We're going to find out if we're ready. We'll find out what's going on with Mostly Superheroes.
Yep.
And so sit back with us, Cameron, and see what's going to be at the box office and going on with Logan Janice.
All righty.
It's still got Westport up for some reason. Grant, can you play the third video? Nope.
It's Cam here, and here's what's going on
Nope.
this weekend.
That's all right. No, we'll find out what the bands are. Oh my gosh, I'm telling you, this technology is killing me. I'm not the one pressing the buttons, but it sure is.
It's never
It's
easy.
the
It's never
Superheroes.
easy.
I'm your host, Logan Janice, here in the
Okay.
basement, St. Louis, Missouri. Again, follow us on YouTube, Spotify, Facebook, anywhere you get podcasts. Mostly superheroes.com is where you want to be. A lot of exciting stuff going on in the show with really good stuff around town, movies, TV, music, events, our first segment of the day.
Fan mail.
We're always giving away great stuff at mostlysuperheroes.com/contest. That's right. And we want to say congratulations to Jennifer. Jennifer, congratulations to you. You know who you are because you've got the Two Rivers Comic-Con gift basket. The Fabulous Fox. We are giving away tickets to The Witcher in concert, Avatar: The Last Airbender in concert, and PlayStation in concert. We're also giving away tickets to the Superman Museum in Metropolis, Illinois. We also have tickets to a D&D, Dungeons & Dragons brunch with Heatwave, our friend Sam the Dungeon Master, on July 27th at City Winery St. Louis. And we're giving away tickets to El Monstero. I believe that show is August 2nd at the Hollywood Amphitheater.
News and rumors.
Mostly Superheroes. You can get the monthly newsletter. It's totally free. Team Jakey in the Stigma, our mental health friends, are hosting an event at Alamo Drafthouse St. Louis this Thursday, June 26th, 4 to about 6:30 p.m. There'll be a happy hour where charity on tap, where from April to June, $1.50 went to Team Jakey for every citywide sold. But before it's over on June 30th, that's your last call to get those citywides for Team Jakey. And June 26th, come out one last hurrah. Team Jakey will be there. Mostly Superheroes will be there. And then, right in the same vein, citywide block party at Four Hands Brewery downtown this Saturday, June 28th.
What you watching?
We'll start with new movies in town. 28 years later. Scotty Scoop's out early because of Allied Global Marketing. I really, really enjoyed this movie and have no problem saying it's my favorite of the three. 3.5 out of 4.0 on the mostly scale. It's in the movies. Are you going to see it? Let us know. All right, a little help from Rotten Tomatoes, a movie that I just streamed. It is available on Fandango at home and AMC Plus. We're talking about The Luckiest Man in America. It's rated R. It released April 4th. It's an hour and a half. It's a drama, mystery, thriller, biography game show. In 1984, a man named Michael Larson appeared on a popular game show called Press Your Luck. Unfortunately for the producers, Michael was about to make history. This is one of the best made movies, shot for shot, that I have seen in years. On the 4.0 scale, I'm going to give this a 3.9 out of 4.0. And I think it's like pay to rent at the moment. And then last one is a Marvel TV show. This is really exciting. Ironheart, that is streaming on Disney Plus. It's coming out in 2 parts. 3 episodes on June 24th, 3 episodes on July 1st. Really excited. So Ironheart, we'll be talking about it on the podcast. And it is time for the chunk, the sizzle, and actually a really big announcement here on the podcast. It's our last segment of the day.
The meat.
With a very special St. Louis announcement. This is one of those few times where we get the breaking news, something coming up in August. And we're talking to a friend of the show. This is an influencer, a foodie, a St. Louis through and through guy. You've seen him hanging out with Ozzie Smith and going to Gordon Ramsay exclusives. Braden, STL.
So I am working on a festival. This is breaking news, the first place I'm announcing it. So we have Foodies Eat First. It is going to be Saturday, August 16th and Sunday, August 17th, downtown St. Louis. It's at Trust, also, known as Tech Artista.
2 days.
2 days.
2-day festival.
Yes.
Braden, man, this is really exciting.
What if I unveiled the lineup on here?
I mean, we'd be honored on our event page at mostlysuperheroes.com, along with contest to win 2 tickets. Yep. Since we talked to Brad and the website's up, foodieseatfirst.com. The social is up at foodieseatfirst. So, you can look forward to an episode with Brad and STL with Scotty Scoop and me, Logan Janis, is dropping here on Mostly Superheroes this week. Keep your eye out. Scotty and Andy will be back in here with me soon, and we can't wait to do another episode. It's weekly stuff at this point, and like we said, we're releasing the podcast on our YouTube channel, podcast apps, definitely our website, but also radio stations in town. We're an independent podcast called Mostly Superheroes. Go subscribe and review, and we'll see you next time on the show. Take it easy.
Hottest happy hour in STL. Grant
We
was
think
supposed
we
to bring
are.
me back with some music, and so I was waiting for that to go on. We'll get this right one of these days. You are listening to the In Your City show here at Blue Information Station on blueinfo.com, streaming 24/7. You can catch us on Apple, Spotify, and everywhere that you stream. And of course, the new KLIS 590 if you're listening on the radio dial. So we hope you have your favorite mocktail, your favorite cocktail, whatever it is, because it is happy hour right now. We've got some special guests that we're going to be introducing you to here shortly. But first, I want to tell you about St. Louis Closet Company. Jennifer Williams is an incredible powerhouse woman in the industry of transforming your home, whether it's your closet, your mudroom, your garage, your kitchen, whatever it might be. It might be just transforming and changing a cabinet space that you have in your house. St. Louis Closet Company has it for you. Jennifer Williams can walk you through the whole project along with her team. She's always there. They're gorgeous building. There you go. They're on Brentwood. Whether it is something as small in your budget to doing your entire house, she can do that for you. And the great thing about it is they do everything on site. There's no overseas. You're not waiting on equipment or manufacturing of it.
No,
It's
'cause they
done.
make it there.
Yeah, it's right there in-house. You can actually see them making your
Made
project,
in the
which
good
is
old
super cool.
US of A.
Yeah,
Yeah.
in St. Louis.
In St. Louis.
Right there on Big Ben where she's
In her
located.
backyard.
As Jennifer says, go from chaos to calm, get organized with the St. Louis Closet Company. So thank you, Jennifer, for being part of the show, and thank you for helping people to get organized and bring some calmness to their lives. So we're back with our next guest, which is Sarah and Toby Hayek. They are the owners. You guys are together. I mean, I know you do your thing, but you do help.
Your thing.
I mean, I know you have your own, career that you do, but you are a big part of helping Sarah with her dream, which was opening the Red Beauty Salon, which is perfect to go along with your red, gorgeous hair. And I've been there, been a customer there, had my long extensions, which was fun. But you've opened a dream. I mean, you've taken it, you worked somewhere else, and you're like, I want to do my thing. I want to do it my way and open up. So thank you for sharing some time here with us on the show. And you are our first powerhouse couple to be the Not So Newlywed Game. It's back.
A little bit later.
We have put that game on for years, and it was a little bit on hold, I guess. We're like, we're bringing that back. It's way too much fun. So you're going to get to be the first ones to experience the Not So Newlywed Games. That'll be coming up shortly, and it's a good time. So let's talk about you, and definitely don't want to ask you the questions that Cameron was with the Westport Plaza. That won't make sense. First of all, what inspired you, besides your gorgeous red hair and your desire to make people pretty, what inspired you to open the Red Beauty Salon?
I grew, and originally I've been a stylist, an educator, and an owner. But coming into my business as a whole and seeing how busy I could be, I wanted something small, intimate. And so we have a 4-chair salon, full service, that we opened. And my husband, Toby, helped create the name when we were trying to think of what to bring about. And he said, well, the Red Beauty, of course. So
And then there came into fruition.
I was going to say, how did that conversation go? Because I
Right.
mean, what were you thinking? So before the Red Beauty Salon, what was the names you were thinking?
I'm not rarely very creative with the name thing, so I actually always look to him for that. But it was something along the lines of the red head color salon, but I didn't want to pigeonhole it into just thinking you had to have red color to be put on there.
I think actually I thought of it way before she even opened her salon. I'm like, you know what? Someday if you open a salon, I think you should call it the Red Beauty Salon. And that really is just, it kind of stuck when she's like, I'm going to go move into this location and I need a name. So
It worked out
it worked
perfect.
out.
Right.
It's funny, my mom was a redhead, and it there's something about being a redhead that you end up loving. My mom, all my mom's cars were red. She loved red. Everything was red. And your salon, when you go in your special studio where you do hair, is red with your darling wallpaper that you have that reminds me of Audrey Hepburn.
Breakfast at Tiffany's.
Yeah, that's what it reminds me of. But that red just becomes a huge part of your life.
It does. My car's red too.
Oh my gosh, is it really? That's fantastic. That is just it's like I mean I have a white car, but I didn't do that because I have blonde hair that I have to pay for to make it blonde still. But so sorry, I'm getting off track talking about, but it is funny that red hair, they tend to love everything red. Do you wear red too?
I do. It's just a power color. It's fun.
Isn't your nickname Strawberry Shortcake? There it is, right there on her arm.
Yeah.
When did that come about? Getting the nickname and loving Strawberry Shortcake.
I loved strawberry shortcake as a child, but the nickname actually came when Instagram came out, and you had to have a nickname to be on it, and it was kind of a secret. Like you had to secretly find out who people were because you didn't put your real
I did
name.
not know that.
Yeah. And I'm like, this is not my creative part. And my girlfriend looked at me. She's like, strawberry shortcake, of course. So then all of a sudden now it's like a thing, and I get strawberry shortcake stuff all the time. But I have the little dolls that I played with when I was little, and they still smell.
Do you still have them?
I do.
Oh, we both said that. Are they in the boxes or do you just have the dolls?
Now I have the doll house and the little dolls, and my nieces get to play with them when
Oh,
they come
play
over.
with them because I was if they're still in the box, you may have like a fortune.
I know. No, but it's
don't
probably
think of
still,
that,
they're
do we?
unique ones because they're just they have like a little hole underneath, and you can arrange them in the little house. Like some people ask if I have them, and they're like the little, like fabric, like the Cabbage Patch dolls, right? So they have lots of different ones out there. I haven't seen exactly anybody else that's had this particular
Anybody catch you playing with
style.
them still?
Maybe.
So do people just continue to bring you stuff?
They're on
with
display.
strawberry
Now
shortcake?
it is since I've gotten my tattoo, it's everything strawberry and strawberry shortcake, strawberry body wash, strawberry body
Whoa,
lotion. And my clients bring me strawberry watch clocks, and
You're
so
like, stop it.
now it's a thing. I'm just waiting for the movie. It's
Toby's going to
Barbie.
build a new room on the house for all your
Right.
strawberry shortcakes.
Have you seen the show on Netflix called The Four Seasons?
No.
So there's a woman who just loves strawberries, and people just keep giving her. She keeps collecting strawberries and everything's strawberry. You know,
She goes a little crazy at the end. I hate strawberries. I'm
yeah,
supposed to
at
give
the
me a
end, she's just
strawberry.
like, so you'll have to watch that. You'll
Right.
get a kick out
I
of it.
don't hate
We won't
them.
ruin it for you. So tell us a little bit about what the experience is when you come to the Red Beauty Salon and you're really known for your lingerie, and not lingerie that you wear, but lingerie for the hair.
Yes. I really like to have it be customer service, luxury, relaxation time. We are so busy, and people
You're
just
hiring.
I am hiring. I
Yeah, I
am
saw
one
that.
station open, and it's got to be the right person, somebody
Sure.
looking very detailed, 4 to 5 years experience to join our team. I've got myself that's been 27 years, Jen's is 15, and Maddie is 2 years. So I really want somebody where it's just kind of we fill every area of experience, coming from beauty school up to master stylist. So, and that's different price points for everybody that comes in. So I want people to come in and feel like they're having that celebrity Hollywood experience from the minute they walk in. You're greeted, you have a seat, you are asked, what you would like to drink, whether it's water, coffee, wine, mocktail. We cater to everybody. We just want to make sure that when they come in, from the moment they're there, all of their worries fade away.
Yeah.
And so they know that they're being cared for, and then their stylist will come and collect them and take them back and then just pamper them. And we do lots of little extra things that you might not experience in every salon. And we allow enough time to really have that experience. We don't want to keep you there all day, but everything is just luxury, pampered, and
If you massage my head, I'll stay all day.
Exactly. We've got little, lavender warming masks for your face. So when you come
nice.
get your extensions, you get little extra special treats for that price point. But
Let's talk about the extensions,
Yeah.
because that was a cool experience, having that hair. And sometimes it might be many reasons why you might have the extensions, because what?
I'm just thinking about, because you had extensions, you went from short to extensions to a little bit shorter extensions to a little bit shorter extensions back to short. I was like, I was with a different woman for like 6 months, for like every month for like 6 months.
I'm always changing my hair. That is for sure. I guess I get bored with my own head or something. But the cool thing is that a lot of the young women are loving the long, voluptuous hair and the extensions. And then of course, as you get older, your hair's not as thick as it once was. And sometimes it may not be that you want the long hair, but you just want more fullness with your hair. And I had a spot that it's just taking forever. Gosh, it was like 2020 when that happened. And it just seems like it's really had a rough time getting it, to grow. So it was nice, being able to fill that in, trying to
Right.
grow it. But there's many reasons why, but there's a big difference in your extensions. Because when I did take my extensions out, there was no damage to my hair. Because a lot of people talk about, you always lose hair. You're always going to shed hair. But, there's a lot of people at extension, they take them out and they're like half bald when they get them out. So you're scared of it. Not with yours. There was no damage to the hair.
No, and I feel like your hair looks healthier than it's ever been.
Oh, thank
And
you.
that's the goal with them,
Yes.
right? It's like some people want to be buried in their extensions and some people want to wear them for different times. Like they never want to take them out. They just love them so much. But that's kind of Toby's thought when I first started this. It was 2 years ago. I was kind of late to the game with the extensions because I was overbooked. I didn't have time and I did not want to do something to my clients' hair that was going to cause them more trauma.
Right.
Because I would see extensions in and people would have hair loss or thinning or different things from the extension. So it wasn't worth putting that extra on my clients. Toby was like, well, you can do extensions. Everybody doesn't want long hair, and then has learned since I've started this with hair lingerie and finding the right brand with Kara Bailey. She's a celebrity stylist and she's coming on her 20 years anniversary of creating hair lingerie. But she went through multiple testing and she was seeing her own clients coming back in the salon 20 years ago when we were seeing the celebrities getting their hair done with extensions. She was seeing them come back and their hair wasn't in good condition. And so she wanted to find something better. So fast forward now, hair lingerie is completely invisible. It's made with lace polymer. It's ventilated. So a lot of extensions today can cause weight. So you can get tension alopecia where you'll lose hair. You can also get mold or mildew because those are so tight on the hair. So this is ventilated, breathable, and chemical free. So when you're rinsing and all those chemicals come off that beautiful hair that now turns to knotted yak hair per se, this does not. And you've seen as you wear it 6 months later, it's just my extensions. When people say, I love your hair is so beautiful. Other extensions that aren't hair lingerie, it's like, I love your hair extensions. The difference.
Because you can tell.
You can tell.
I do that all the time. I'm like, oh, someone's got the extensions out.
And that's why it's hair lingerie.
When
It's
they
their
get those
secret
back.
to tell, but only if they want to.
Right. Yeah.
And you are the only one that carries that, aren't you?
In Missouri, I am.
Missouri, yeah.
Mhm.
That's what I thought. That's awesome. I mean, people need to know that you're the only person that they can go to get hair lingerie
And
extensions.
anytime they can book a free hair consult. We have
And there's
all of our stylists in the salon are trained with hair lingerie.
I've had I had extensions twice before. Once was someone put some extensions just to add some fullness. Horrible experience, and it was like the tape, and
The
it pulled.
K-tips.
Then I had someone say, I need to practice, and can I try it with beads? I was in so much pain. It was like I couldn't sleep. There were these balls on my head. It was awful. And I didn't like those at all. Very different, lightweight. You could sleep. What are you laughing at again?
I keep laughing because
Quit laughing at me.
No, I'm not laughing at you. I'm laughing at, I'll never forget. So, I mean, they've been around for a while, hair extensions, right? But
Not hers.
my son was dating somebody, and when he lived at my house still, I'll never forget going downstairs in the basement and finding someone's hair extensions on my floor. I was like, oh my gosh. I was like yelling at, get out of here,
no.
it's your girlfriend's hair
So
extension.
the extensions I'm talking about that had the little balls on them, we got invited to a meeting, and we were sitting in the meeting, and I go, oh my gosh, there was like a hair laying on my arm because it literally like fell out and was laying on my arm. Do you remember that? And I'm like trying to sweep over, someone sees it and pull the hair out and stick it in my purse. Yeah, bad. Yeah, not a good experience. So it's completely different.
And like you said, Kelly, with fine hair, the beads are not necessarily the best because you're going to put those beads on, and then you're going to put 3 to 4 wefts on there to hide the beads. So all that weight on,
There's a lot of
5 hairs, and every bead is a lot of weight. Where this with the hair lingerie, they're tape-ins, but they're not your traditional tape-ins. They have hair that go all the way to the top, right? That's why they're invisible, versus most traditional tape-ins have that plastic lip at the top. But it just attaches to the very finest of hair, and it's not going to pull and cause damage and break and snap. So
There's something about what you do. I mean, I remember it was like a snowstorm blizzard, and I had an
Yeah.
appointment with you,
I'm next door to
and
the
he's driving me to. When a woman has, I don't know how it is with men. You guys can tell. Well, Gordon, he just, but
yeah.
but
I would get hair extensions, but there's nothing to
that's connected to.
connect it to.
Oh, Toby, you have a good head of hair. I mean, is it the same with a man? A woman, your hair appointment is golden. I mean, you don't mess it around. You don't miss it. If you have to like cancel, it's like losing a body. There's something about a hair appointment. That's one thing that I
It's not that way for men, no.
You
But
just-
I've learned to understand that yes, women really have to keep their
we're
appointment.
serious.
Otherwise, it's tough to get back in.
And as much as I want to look good to other women for taking you in the snow,
Is that what it
as Toby would know, being a truck owner, it's kind of fun to have your truck too.
Oh,
Right,
that was
right.
fun to do the drive. I'm like, we're gonna get, the window wipers are going, the snow is coming in on her, but I wasn't gonna miss that appointment.
but you enjoyed your day at the salon. You got the bakery and you
The
tried
bakery
all
was
the
next
things
door,
that they
yeah.
had.
Got
Sat
some
there
work
and
done.
worked
And then
on
came
it.
over and did a
Because
call and
It's a visit. I mean, you have to be ready to take on the experience because you want to make sure that everything's done correctly and looks good. And so you if you take the time, to be able to do that. And then when they come in, so if they need, I mean, obviously you do all the highlights and the foils and all the things that
Yep.
women desire to have. But the hair extensions is something that you are known for, and called hair lingerie.
Mhm.
And if someone wanted to come in and see, and it doesn't matter your age,
no.
it doesn't matter what
I've got high
length of
school
your
kids, high school girls that have baby fine hair. I
and
mean,
want
it's
to be able
just,
to add
it's just a
to that.
blessing to be able to help.
Yeah. So it doesn't matter your age, what type of hair, they can come in, get a consultation with you, and figure out what they need, what kind of length they want to go to, because it doesn't necessarily mean you're going to have hair down to your waist. You
No.
can if you want.
You want mermaid hair, we can help you out.
You can do it, but it can be short hair as
fullness,
well.
volume,
Yeah, to be able to add
absolutely.
that to it. Is there something that you work with a lot of personalities, you do a lot of different hairs. There's something that stands out to you the most of what makes the Red Beauty Salon so unique?
I feel that it's just our welcoming. Like if you go
like
to a
you're home when you go
department
there?
store these days, like you just don't have that. And I go back to customer service, but you just don't have that. How can I help you? Pick out my outfit. I want to be dressed. I'm not very good at putting things together, like layering. And so when they come in, I just want to put all those things together. I want to make them feel whole and complete at their appointment, where however terrible or good of a day that they've had, that they just feel like they had the most extraordinary hour, 2 hours, 3 hours of their time while they were in visiting the Red Beauty Salon.
We all want to feel beautiful, don't we?
Yes, we do. Don't we, Toby?
So many people are on Zooms too these days, right? Since COVID, you're looking at yourself in the mirror all day long. And so skin and hair has
Too
become
much.
very important. It was right there with groceries.
Right there with groceries.
And oxygen.
So let's find out a little bit about you too. So are we ready?
We are ready.
I
It is
think
time.
we've got Sarah and Toby
Not So
Hayek in
Newlywed.
from the Red Beauty Salon. They are our inaugural power couple to play the Not So Newlywed Game. So how long have you two been married?
26 years.
We should have had a cocktail for you two to play this. That's for
Just a
sure.
month ago.
Just a month.
22nd of May.
All right. So are we ready to roll out the newlywed theme there?
We are.
We're ready.
Well, they could win a washer and dryer from Hot Point,
Or
Oh.
what's Dicker and Dicker?
fur from Dicker and Dicker of Beverly Hills. Remember when I used to always say that?
Dicker and Dicker. Did you
The
guys?
Jelly Club.
The jelly. Have you guys ever watched the old Newlywed Games?
Yes.
Come on.
I'm a big game show guy, so
He
Oh,
wants to-
yeah.
This is his dream.
we usually have the game show network on every day, watching game shows.
Well, we aren't going to ask you the craziest place you've ever made whoopee because we don't want the answer that was stated on the Newlywed Game in the 1970s. And she
Yes.
said, "Well, that would be the."
Right.
Making whoopee was what they always talked about too.
Yeah.
This is the strangest place you've ever made whoopee.
Unless you'd like to answer that.
Yeah. Not today, some other time.
All right, I'm going to ask the first question. Who made the first move and how?
Me.
Good girl.
Well, I say kind of. He flirted with me. He threw some ice over the bar at this restaurant that we worked at. But I asked him to dance.
That's what like you do on the playground. Throw a ball at the girl you like. Do something tricky.
Right. I was young, immature.
Nice at her. And
He was
then
trying to get my attention because he was behind the bar and I was
Obviously-
over at the door and he was,
obviously it worked. He did.
Right.
It's like Kylan. Kylan threw a water bottle at the girl, remember?
He did. I said, Kylan, do you like this girl? What? He goes, I go, yeah. I go, do you say something to her? And he said, no. And I go, well, how's she going to like her? He goes, well, no. He said, I went over and I said, hey, is this your water bottle? That was his move.
Yeah, that's what he did. I thought he threw something at him.
All right, Gordon, what's the next one?
Well, I'm going to surprise you with a
Okay.
couple here. Okay. What is the one habit your partner still has that you thought they'd grow out of by now?
Spending. I think I had 4 Amazon packages on my door today,
Oh,
as
it's
an example.
Christmas.
So,
we can
right.
last minute
Even if
cover
you
up
buy
whatever.
it, it's
Right.
still Christmas when it arrives at the
It's always-
door.
it's a present for someone.
It for
Right.
someone. Yourself. All right. What's the one thing your spouse still does that drives you slightly crazy?
He's a backseat driver. I let him drive everywhere because I still get critiqued on my driving. I'm like, you just drive. That's
You
okay.
just drive.
It's all right.
I critique his driving.
Yes. All right. Who usually gives in first during an argument and who holds a grudge longer?
oh, I give in right away. It's just
I'm a little fiery.
right.
I was going to say,
Fiery
with the red hair, I think we
redhead
know the
fiery.
answer to this.
Stubborn.
That's right. I've learned. Right.
Gordon thinks if he says, I'm sorry, it's all over. I'm like, no, I still have time to be mad at you. I'm not ready to like you yet. Go away.
Right.
Drives him crazy. He just wants to, no, just it's over right now because I said I'm sorry. Even if it's not my fault, I'm
I'm the
sorry.
exact same way.
Yeah.
After it's over, we can move on and be happy.
Make whoopee. Oh, my turn. Okay. What's your spouse's go-to order at a restaurant?
Surprise me. That's what he always says. Anytime we go anywhere, surprise me. Sometimes I just want him to say, and I know I can pick it, but surprise me.
Surprise me.
Chicken marsala is hers. If we go to, we've got a restaurant
So
where
you know
we're
what she
from
likes.
that's just like, it's immediate. It's like, there's no question. There's no menu. That's what she's getting.
If I said surprise me, then I go, oh my gosh, that's what you ordered. Ordered for me. But we always do the thing because if he orders something and I order the healthy thing, I always like his better, so I want to
Always.
eat his.
Then you ask to share.
Yeah.
It's the same thing with drinks too, or desserts. It's like, oh, I should have got what you had.
Yeah,
Yeah.
because I try to get the healthy thing, and
Right.
it's like I don't know why I did it because then I just want to eat his because he gets the very unhealthy order of it. So your turn.
What is a code word or look that you two share in public that no one else would understand?
Lunch.
Yeah, lunch.
What's
Lunch
Whoopee.
means whoop.
Whoopee appointment.
that's a nooner.
Right.
That's great.
I'm coming home for lunch. Okay.
Do you have a code word to leave a place or
What if
party?
you really want to go home for lunch?
Yeah, let's have lunch. That's great. Want to do lunch?
Yeah, lunch and then go to lunch.
Right.
Well, maybe you need to call that dessert. All right. Oh my gosh, or maybe lose my train of thought. Oh, do you have a code word to leave a party?
It's not a code word. It's more like a look.
I like-
It's time to go.
It's time to go.
His social clock's out.
Right.
Mine goes forever.
Your coat's forever. Okay.
Oh, you're looking at me for some more? Okay.
Because I just said one. Didn't I?
What?
No, I didn't. Yeah.
But what is your partner's go-to move when they want to get out of doing chores?
I have to go to work.
I have to go to work.
Yeah. Yeah.
He
That's
works
probably.
from home a lot, so he does a lot of the chores.
Okay.
But I like to cook.
If your spouse was in charge of planning a date night, Toby, you're making a date night for Sarah. Would you go to pick what she wants to do? What would it include?
What would it include? I don't know, it's probably music. We enjoy music, so a concert or something that we haven't been to before, or
Would
a
that
ball-
work for
ball-
you?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
What would your date night be?
Well, he's the music guru. He likes concerts. So maybe the Factory or the Funny Bone, you know, some comedy club. But we just enjoy really good food, and he does the same somewhere. New steakhouse.
Or you guys do lunch.
Or we do lunch. Take him to a ballpark that he hasn't been to if we wanted to get extravagant and go out for a weekend away.
Okay.
If your partner was a character in a sitcom, who would they be and why?
Jerry Seinfeld.
I'd be Seinfeld. Well, yeah, probably Lucille Ball.
See, there you go. Where you're all
I love
greedy.
Lucy, right?
So if you're allowed to have one day pass.
Hey, Ricky, it's time for lunch.
Right.
Sarah one day pass to date her favorite celebrity, who would she pick?
Well, it's always been Matthew McConaughey.
Is it still that?
Yeah.
All right.
Johansson.
Right. Okay, who would Toby's be?
Scarlett Johansson.
Is that
Well,
true?
no.
Oh, was it changed?
Isla Fisher.
Isla Fisher.
I love Fisher.
Long red hair.
Of
She's
course.
from Australia.
I think I know who you're talking about.
She
I'll
was
have to look
in.
her up
She
when
was
we
in The
leave.
Wedding Crashers. I mean, a number of movies.
Okay.
So luckily you don't do a Kevin James. See, we put celebrity on there. The show with Kevin James, they were allowed a hall pass or whatever date, and Kevin James, of course, as a celebrity, and then
Cherry picked
picked up his best friend.
Right.
He's like,
You can't
Right.
pick my friend, right?
somebody that's accessible.
All right, we get two more questions here. Let's see. Oh, where'd my question go? What is the one word that your partner overuses?
That's a good one.
Yeah,
that,
that's
might,
good.
that might be a stumper.
I have an idea.
Okay, what is it?
No, that's what he says. I have an idea.
Oh, I have an idea.
Yeah, I know what you could do. I say a lot. I know what
He
you
always
could
has
do.
ideas.
I always-
He always has ideas.
There are a million ideas all the time.
Yeah, because I always preface things with, "Now, this is just an idea. Don't listen to it first before you shoot it down."
Are you the no person?
It just takes me a while to catch up with his futuristic thinking.
Futuristic thinking.
All right, Miss Amazon shopper. What is the most bizarre or unnecessary thing your partner has ever spent money on? Both of you have to answer this one. What is the most bizarre or unnecessary thing your partner has ever spent money on?
Well, the 3 boxes are at the porch right now. We're probably
Right.
not necessary, right? But
All of
you
mine
know.
are necessary, but I don't know.
Yeah, so people are listening. Might get this. Sometimes buying one-time use T-shirts
Oh,
or
the girls' trips.
like girls' trips. I buy stuff and it's maybe not unusual, but I'm like it's a one-time
So
use,
unnecessary.
Kind of like coffee
and
cups.
it stays in our closet for years
Ever.
and years.
You never know when you might want to wear it again. All right, let's finish the sentence. Our marriage works because
We love each other.
because of lunch.
Because we trust each other.
Yeah, that's definitely, that was my word when we were talking. It was one of our questions. So we do have a question of the day before we end this great time with you two. What is the most? Oh, so the Not So Newlywed Game has now finished, so we can go ahead and turn off the background. So my question of the day: what is the most embarrassing thing you have done in public? Still playing.
I went to work with my slippers on.
That was
If you-
recently.
That was just recently.
You didn't know.
I was
it.
all ready to go. I always wear, nice heels, dress shoes, and I was doing my things in the morning before I left, and I was just so excited about the day. I just got in the car and went to school with they're the UGG slippers, the pretty. They were so comfortable.
were
I got
pretty.
there, and then luckily, my
Luckily, it was still home and
amazing
brought you
Toby,
some-
I could call him and say,
bring some
"Can you bring
shoes.
me my shoes? I went to work with my
You left with
slippers."
your slippers.
Yeah. No, I got out to the truck. And
Oh, I
went,
thought you left and had to come back.
no, I got out to the truck and went,
Like,
no, that's not going to work.
I've left with 2 different shoes.
I've done that a lot. 20 years ago, they were both black, and he had to find the other black shoe that went with my other 10 black
Right.
shoes to bring me to work.
I've done so many embarrassing things. Toby, what is your most embarrassing
This
being
is
in
funny
public?
because the thing that comes to mind is something that happened when I was young. I was a shy kid, and my mom was in some sort of fashion show, and I had to be in that fashion show with her. 'Cause they put me in,
In
just
some
in
clothes.
some clothes, and I had to go up on stage. And again, I'm a very shy guy. But I was a shy kid, and it's just like it was the most traumatizing thing. So when you said that, that was the first thing. It still sticks with me.
That you were
Years
so
later,
embarrassed.
I was so embarrassed.
And you were cute and everything.
Right,
That's
right.
not even embarrassing. You just
Correct.
felt it.
I
but
felt it.
Everyone in the audience was saying, look at him.
Right.
Mine would be, there's so many. It's endless with all my things that I do. But it would be when we were heading to Channel 4 and I'm going across a very, very crowded intersection downtown St. Louis.
She's
And-
doing the run shuffle,
And I fall in the middle of the intersection. Not only fell, everything in my hands went everywhere. Everything out of my purse went out of my purse. My knees were cut open. So we went on television with a skirt on with bloody knees from my fall. I'm sure I was waiting for my phone to ring that somebody I knew saw me fall in the middle of the road, but I would have to say I was pretty mortified and hoping that no one would run over me as I was picking up my pieces of everything, as I fell. But there's something about falling. Probably deserved it because
But yet she laughs at every
my God.
video she sees of people
when someone
falling.
falls, I can barely hold
Right.
myself. There's just something about falling. This
Yeah.
girl fell in college, went down concrete steps, her shoes, books, everything went flying. She broke something or was in terrible pain, but manages to get up, get her things, and I'm sure she went home and her entire body was bruised. You're so embarrassed. You don't want to stay in that moment at all. I was bruised, bloody. All I wanted to do was get out in front of. I probably should have ambulance take me to the hospital, but I kept going and made it to the television station. But so anyway, Toby, Sarah Hayek, thank you so much for
Thank you.
being on the
Thank
show
you.
with us and talking about the Red Beauty Salon. You got to check it out for yourself. RedBeautySalon.com.
Yeah.
Okay, it's
www.
as easy as that. Check out the hair lingerie. If you are thinking about extensions for any reason, you will not want to go anywhere else until you meet with Sarah and find out more about her lingerie extensions. I've had them. I've worn them. My hair, nothing was damaged when I took the hair extensions out. You will love it. So check it out for yourself. We're going to be right back. We're going to be speaking to Bobby from the Ritz-Carlton at Don Alfonso, and he's the mixologist there. So I
Yeah,
can't wait to hear what
it's
his
a hot
creation.
happy
It is
hour.
happy hour right now.
Bringing it back.
All right, we'll be back with more of In Your City show on the Lou Information Station at louinfo.com. You don't want to miss it. tell you about a great orthodontist. And if you were watching the other day, you got to actually meet Dr. Jenna Otto. Otto Orthodontics, actually, there's one right down the street from us in De Pere. They have got out in St. Peter's. They have 5 locations all together where they have a team. Of course, all of them are husbands in the business with her. And we really enjoyed sitting down and talking with her and kind of really hearing her inspiration behind the business and how much, didn't realize that she loves what she's doing because of the creativity, because they're actually changing people's smile and helping them. It's not just going in and filling a cavity or something like that. I mean,
The new Invisalign stuff that they
Yeah.
have and the champagne look to them, so you can't really see them. And just all the new technology that's so important. When you go to an orthodontist or a dentist or anybody that's doing anything in their teeth, you want to make sure that they're on top of the new technology out
Right.
there. And that's so important. And they
Right.
are. They
She's
do.
won many awards. Our customers absolutely love her and her team. I love the candy machines that the kids get to be
Candy
rewarded with, But the Invisalign is something, whether your teeth are crooked or out of place or whatever it might be, sometimes the jaw has to be, it has to be shifted because the teeth aren't closing correctly. Invisalign is like the new wave, and it's doesn't hurt like the braces do.
Right.
So definitely check them out. The one thing that they have going on too, if you mention the In Your City show, they have $1,000 off that you can use by mentioning the In Your City show. So
That's a lot.
that's
$1,000.
that's a lot of money to go towards. So check them out. That's ottoortho.com. If you just Google Otto Orthodontics, you're going to find them and be able to call them and get a free consultation, go in and see how they can help you. So now we're going to see what's happening this weekend, right? We've got a
That's
few
right.
bands planned. So let's see what Cat Muse is bringing us and rocking in the city.
Friday, kickstart your weekend with Kickstart. They're playing Bike Night at the Hog Pit in Grafton. Joe Dirt and the Dirty Boys will be at 9 Mile Garden, and Decades of Parks making their debut at Chicken and Pickle in St. Charles. Time Cure having their EP release party with Sanity Switch and Jackknife Powerbomb at the Attic Music Bar. And Rock Mafia will be at Brewski's in O'Fallon. The Funky Monks will be at St. Charles Music House. And Kevin Wayne Gruen will be at Chateau St. John. 0 to 90 will be at Frankie Martin's. And Inappropriate Conduct will be at Rebar right next door. Foreplay will be at Salvatore's in St. Charles. The Marshall Morlock Band will be at 21 Rock. And the Ford Rangers will be at Charlotte Pub, where all the best musicians play and the music matters. Saturday, Rat Pack will be at Nancy's Night Shift, and Alice in Reverse will be at Cottleville Wine Cellar. Super Jam will be at the Argosy Casino in Alton, and Plastic Kings will be at the Boathouse on the North Shore. Lowercase G's will be at Kenny's in Barnhart. Decades Apart will be at St. Charles Music House. Ethan Carl will be at Helen Fitzgerald's, and Rock Mafia will be at the Pump House. Scarecrow Joe will be at Sky Music Lounge, and Dirty Mugs will be at Westport Social. El Dorado Down will be at the Great Grizzly, and Bad Karma will be at Rebar. Common Ground will be at Salvatore's in St. Charles. And Drool with special guest Stone Devil will be at Charlotte Pub, where all the best musicians play. Sunday, Twist of Fate will be at BS Bar and Grill from 3 to 7 for Bike Night. And John Jarrett will be at St. Charles Music House. And the Tony Campanella Band will be at Parkside Grill. Live music is better. Thank you for supporting our artists and venues. Check out STL Roar Monday nights from 7 to 9 and have a safe week, St. Louis.
All right. Thanks, Kat. I appreciate to know what's rocking and always shocked at how many bands are out there. So
I know. And
I didn't see the Ritz up there with a band.
Right, yeah.
all this music and all these establishments got me a little thirsty right now.
Absolutely. Ritz Carlton is in the house with Don Alfonso. Did I say that? Do you say it better than that?
Casa Don Alfonso.
Okay.
Casa
At the
We
Ritz
got to have the
Carlton.
Casa there at the Ritz Carlton.
Absolutely.
We have Bobby Mitchell with us, and you are a mixologist.
Yes, so I am the mixologist at the Casa Don Alfonso restaurant in the Ritz Carlton. Yes.
What does it take to be a mixologist at the Ritz?
Years and years and years of repetition and passion.
Wow.
Definitely. I mean, I've been in restaurants for over 20 years. Born and bred here in St. Louis. Started out working on the Hill and small Italian restaurant there, and then slowly over the years just kind of worked my way up through some different hotels, different bars, and got into got into the cocktail scene probably about 7-8 years ago with the Four Seasons, and kind of haven't looked back since. Spent some time here, some time in California, and yeah, got on
It
with the Ritz
smells
Carlton. It's been great.
so good in here right now. I can hardly
I
stand
know.
it. Can you see the boxes that are on the table? I can't wait to have Bobby open one up. So tell us a little bit about the pizzas.
So this
Oh
one here,
my
this is going to be
God.
our Induja Calabria. So Induja is it's a spreadable spicy Italian sausage that we cut into pepperonis. So just a little bit of a spicy Italian sausage pizza here.
Okay.
It's fantastic.
Yeah, it looks like what we had when we were in Italy.
It's so good. And then this one here, this is going to be our quattro formaggi. This is my favorite pizza on the menu. So quattro formaggi. So this is going to be a 4-cheese pizza with a little bit of truffle oil and then some arugula over the top.
Is that what we're smelling? Is the sauce and the
Yes.
truffle oil?
Well, you're smelling that
It
truffle
is
oil.
just
It's
so
fantastic.
powerful.
It's exceptional.
Is that what's one of your favorite things on the menu to go with your great drinks?
Like I said, that quattro formaggi for sure, and then the braised beef ravioli is by far my favorite thing on the menu, and that also involves a little bit of truffle oil.
He would probably make some funny noises if he ate that ravioli you're
Oh,
talking about.
It's amazing.
Love Italian food.
Yeah, we do all our braised beef in the back of house, fresh made ravioli and pasta every day, a little bit of truffle oil on there, a little bit of ricotta cheese crema, and then a little bit of demi-glace. It's amazing.
And the Ritz is just they're gorgeous anyway, but the transformation they made and the restaurant is incredible. Even sitting down to have a cappuccino, which we were doing one day, where we were taking our cappuccino was perfect.
Yes.
And it had the logo on the top of
Mhm.
the foam, I guess is what it was. I didn't even want to drink it. It was so pretty.
It's the coolest thing. We do have a wonderful barista team in our daytime staff. Amazing coffee machine, espresso machine, and yeah, we have this really cool the Ripple machine, which is essentially cocktail or coffee printer. That we can put and everyone can do custom images. So if you come in and want to have an anniversary photo or something like that, a birthday photo, you can send it to someone on the staff and put it on the machine and then have it printed for you.
That's incredible.
So people come and do surprises for people all the time. It's really cool.
Remember that. So tell us about being a mixologist, what that is. You've got a big cocktail summer series coming
Yes.
up. What is that?
Yeah, so the summer series is essentially a series of cocktail classes throughout June, July, August. I've done a couple of them earlier in the year as well. I actually have one this coming Sunday. It's going to be the 29th at 4 p.m. after our brunch. It's going to be martini focused. So essentially, I'll walk through everyone with a little bit of history. I create a specialty cocktail for everyone. That's the mixology part of it. And then I'll have a cocktail picked out for each class with that theme that everybody gets to come behind the bar, make their own cocktail. We have some really fun shareable food. We'll have like some fried shrimp, calamari, some charcuterie on the bar for everyone to kind of share. And then everyone gets to take a couple of cocktails home and have a glass of Prosecco as well.
That sounds like so much
It's
fun.
awesome. It's a really great like community building experience. Everybody gets
Where
to
do you
talk.
do it at?
So just my main bar in Casa Alfonso.
Okay.
Yeah, so we just have everyone sitting around the bar. It's up to 20
Yeah,
people.
which is such a great
Yeah,
setting.
it's that style bar. It's more European style, and it's meant to be sort of a showcase. We're on a stage when we're behind that bar.
Yeah.
And it's really fun. It's really cool. People do comment quite a bit about how much they just love the setting and everything.
But
It's
so
a beautiful
inviting
restaurant.
for the person sitting on the other side of the bar. too.
Exactly.
It's
Yeah.
very inviting.
Yeah. And I mean, it's really that sort of setup, and especially during the classes, I mean, everyone gets to talking and meeting each other. It's a really, really great setting.
Now, will there be something different each setting that you do then? You have
Yes.
go
So
ahead.
this first one is going to be sort of martini focused.
Right?
The second class is going to be more sour cocktails, which, that inhabits your margaritas, your New York sours, all that. I'm going to have everyone making an Italian sunset sour. So it's, gin,
Is that- I was
Aperol,
gonna ask, what is
gin, Aperol, basil, egg white. It's, got fluffy texture. Oh yeah. So like a classic whiskey sour, you generally shake it with egg white, and that's what gives you that beautiful froth on top of the cocktail.
Did you know that egg whites were in
That's
there?
why he's the mixologist.
Oh
That's
yeah.
true.
But yeah, so we'll have that, and then in the third class, it's going to be a homemade cello and champagne style cocktail class. So I'll have everyone do their own French 75, and then I'm going to make a house-made blood orange cello for everyone to do like a blood orange cello spritz, and then I'll have everyone take some blood orange cello home as well.
And when you're saying cello, are you referring to limoncello?
Limoncello, yes.
Oh my gosh.
I've made all different, I've done watermelon basil, I've made blood orange, I've made lemon. You can do all different types of cellos. It's an easy process. It just takes a while. So I'll go over that whole process with everyone in the class.
That was the first time I ever had limoncellos when we went on our honeymoon to Italy. And
So yeah, we actually have, so the Don Alfonso name is the main restaurant over in Sorrento, Italy, in southern Italy. There's several restaurants around the world, I believe 8 total. We're the only one in the United States. So we get our limoncello shipped over from
the limoncello store.
From the Don Alfonso limoncello store
Yeah.
over in Sorrento. Yes.
Yeah, it's true. There was not. I never really thought about that. You're the only one that had it. But we were the one in California. They didn't have that.
Yeah.
And so that's really an honor.
Yeah,
because St. Louis is holding the one restaurant.
Yes, our espresso beans. A lot of our things are shipped over straight from Italy. So like our espresso is from their farms over there that the restaurant has over there. It's the best coffee ever.
It is.
And then yeah, our limoncello comes from there. We get a lot of our products from over there. It's it creates a great product.
Tell us about the cocktail that you brought with you.
Yes. So I brought 2 cocktails that are off
Okay.
of my my main cocktail menu. One of them is called the Ciotillo. So this is going to be sort of like a spicy margarita.
Okay.
This is going to be Mediterranean olive infused mezcal, a serrano pepper Szechuan peppercorn syrup, a tomatillo and green apple
I
puree.
don't even know what any of that is. Okay.
Tomatillo green apple puree, a little bit of lemon.
Wow. Oh, I should have had him. Here, let me grab another.
There we are.
Wow. That's
Kelly
absolutely.
didn't wait for me. She didn't tell.
Sorry,
She didn't.
I got so excited. I didn't. Here's 2 more for you because I
Yeah.
know you have a different one, and I.
Oh yeah, we got a follow up. But so for anyone
no,
that
that opens up your palate or
Oh, yeah.
something. I'm like, holy cow.
there's smoke in
Okay, I
there,
appreciate
there's spice.
I taste the smoke.
Yeah, that's the mezcal. You get a slight bit of salinity from the Mediterranean olive.
Who would have thought you'd put that together? Honestly.
Yeah, it's
You said a
I'm
Mediterranean
not big on
olive.
martinis with olives and stuff, but I like this. This is-
yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, yeah. So a lot of the cocktails we definitely try to thematically aim toward Italian, so or Mediterranean at least. So and then I brought in the tomatillo and the green apple, so it brings a nice fruit forward note. The serrano pepper brings that spice, but the Szechuan peppercorn sort of numbs it out a little bit, so it's not overwhelming. It's present, but it doesn't linger.
No,
It's good.
what I want to make sure so that before we run out of time, and I know you're going to do that cocktail, keep moving with that, is the series. How many actual classes are you having? And if you want to sign up for one,
Yes.
what needs to happen?
So there's 3 classes total. It'll
Okay.
be this coming Sunday on the 29th, Sunday, July 20th, and then Sunday, August 31st for Labor Day weekend.
Okay.
To sign up, you just go on Open Table. We have a link under Casa Don Alfonso for the sign up.
And there's only room for around 20 people.
20
said, right?
people
So
is
you
the
wanna
maximum,
Make sure
yes.
that you get in there and sign up. What a
And you
fun-
recommend people signing up for all 3?
Well, they're all different drinks, right?
Well, they are going to be signing up for all 3, hopefully. We had classes earlier this year, and they went fantastic, and I certainly hope we'll have everyone coming back for this one as well.
And
Okay.
what do
All
we
right,
have here?
so what do we have here?
So this is a play on a paper plane cocktail.
Okay. cheers.
So this is called the Landing Strip. This is Sazerac rye whiskey, a grapefruit and thyme infused Aperol, a Amaro Nonino, and a little bit of lemon, and then a little bit of cinnamon water rinse as well.
I just got the cinnamon.
Yeah.
It's almost like
The
if you're
smell of it
drinking
was
wine.
Very
The cinnamon and the
intoxicating.
grapefruit work very, very well
As I was
together.
smelling
Yeah,
it before I drank it, it was like,
It's
Yeah.
like the different notes of the drink. Oh my gosh. Okay. Bobby Mitchell, Casa Don Alfonso. You've got to check out the series. Just check out the Ritz-Carlton. If you haven't been there a while, it's absolutely fabulous. It always has been, but they've done a lot of changes.
Yeah.
And we were shocked just walking in after being there 6 months ago.
Yeah.
There's something new continuously changing. Bobby, thank you so much. Bobby
Yes,
Mitchell.
Thank you both
The
so much.
pizza is beautiful. We can't wait to taste it. I feel like we just stepped back in time and we're in Italy again. Check it out for yourself. You won't want to miss it. Thank you
Can't
so
wait to
much.
see you
guys.
all. Thank you.
Thank you for tuning in to the In Your City show here at the Lou Information Station. You can catch us everywhere, Spotify, Apple, and anywhere you love to stream. Cheers.
Cheers.
Cheers.